It's Okay Not to Be Okay by Elvia Summerson, illustrated by Salome Casi. I dedicated this book to my mother, Filomena Escolar, who fought against all odds to beat cancer and move on for her family, and who taught me that sometimes it's okay not to be okay. Because the most important thing is to know how to fight each of the battles that comes our way in life. One morning in April, my mommy Filomena, my daddy Guillerdo, and I went with my mom to the doctors for her physical annual checkup. Dr. Andrea performed her medical exam on my mom. But 2 days later, the doctor called my mom and told her she had to come to the office to talk about the results of her exam. My mommy and the doctor entered the office, while my daddy and I waited outside the hospital in the coffee shop. When my mom arrived, my daddy and I were waiting for her. I saw that mommy came with a beautiful smile, but her eyes showed a concern and nerves. I asked mom and to my dad, "Mommy, Daddy, is everything okay?" And mom gently stroked my hair. She explained to me that she had a disease called cancer, but that I had no reason to fear, because the doctors would give her treatment to help her get well. I asked my dad and mom what cancer was, and they both replied that it was a competition between good and bad cells, and that there were several types of cancer and the one she had was in her head. What are cells? I asked mom, and she explained to me that our body is made up of cells, and that cells are what creates our body and helps our organs to function well. I asked mom, how do we fight these bad cells? And she answered to me with a serum that is placed in my arm and that is like a spaceship that eliminates all bad cells. What is the name of that IV, Mom? I asked her. And she explained to me, it is a treatment called chemotherapy, who acts like a superhero and who is going to fight against the bad cells and who will help me win this battle. Mommy began her treatment in May of that same year. She was calm and always told me not to be afraid, because sometimes it's okay not to be okay. There were 6 treatments in total, and although sometimes mom looked tired and other times she illuminated the environment with a winning light against the battle of cancer. Time passed and many changes began in our lives. Mommy cut her hair attached to her scalp. Daddy also decided to shave his hair as well. And well, I decided I couldn't stay behind, so I asked my mom to cut my hair just like that. And one beautiful morning in December of 1989, when mommy went out for a walk with our pet named Beethoven, and his hair had grown, Dr. Andrea called my mom and told her she needed to come into to her doctor's office to talk to her. The next day, Daddy, Mom, and I arrived to the hospital very early. Mom and Dad decided to go into Dr. Andrea's office together while I waited outside with the nurses. 30 minutes later, Mom left the doctor's office running where I was. She hugged me tightly, and Daddy was very happy behind my mom. A little anxious, I asked Mom, "What's wrong, Mommy? Is everything okay?" And Mom happily whispered in my ears and thanked and told me that she is very happy because thanks to the treatments called chemotherapy, she is healthy, that she had won the battle. Dad and Mom and I hugged each other tightly, and we cried with joy and happiness while Mom looked me in the eyes and carried me in her arms. She told me, "Elvia, sometimes it's okay not to be okay." After that December morning, every December 18th of the month, Dad, Mom, and I accompanied Mom to have her annual checkup at Dr. Andrea's medical office. Today, 28 years later, our family is still very close. Mom did not get sick again, and I grew so much that I became a teacher. Also, now I'm married to a good boy and have a beautiful daughter named Salome. So remember that sometimes it's okay not to be okay.